Nerd Reactor, roll out.
What's up, Reactorites? John here, and I just got back from the screening of Solo, a Star Wars movie, and I came out enjoying this movie. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast, especially with all the characters. You have Alden Ehrenreich, I think that's how you say his name, as young Han Solo. You have Emilia Clarke as Kira, and you have Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. You have Woody Harrelson as Beckett, and Paul Bettany as the main villain, Dryden Voss. And all these characters are just a treat to watch, and I really enjoyed all their performances. And in the movie, they all balance each other out. And all these characters, they all have their moment to shine. The movie's called Solo, so of course it's going to star Han Solo, and you get to see his journey from living in a crappy life on this planet and having ambitions of becoming more than what he is now, like a great pilot. And he sets off to become a great pilot, and he meets a lot of characters along the way. One of them is Chewbacca, and just the interaction with him and Chewbacca, you finally get to see how they start to form this best buddy dynamic, because you always know that Chewbacca is in like a life debt. He owes himself to Han Solo, and here you actually get to see that. And you also get to see a lot of Han Solo's greatest accomplishments that he's mentioned in the previous films here, especially with the flying the Millennium Falcon, and also his first interaction with Lando, and seeing how that plays out with the game of Sabacc. It's just like a lot of fun to watch, just to see this on the big screen. My favorite moment is just seeing Han Solo and Chewbacca together. And seeing Chewbacca just going into this savage mode, because you've seen him get angry before, but I've never seen him this savage before, especially when dealing with his enemies. And you hear talks about how he likes to rip people's arms off and all that. And so with this movie, Chewbacca goes crazy, and in a good way, seeing him just go savage. So this movie earns its PG-13 rating. So how's Alden like as Han Solo? I approve of him. At first I wasn't, because I would, one of the guys I wanted to play Han Solo is Anthony Gruber. If you don't know who he is, check out his YouTube. He looks just like Harrison Ford and sounds just like him. But with this version, he kind of tries to carry on that torch, but as a character, as Han Solo, as a young one, you go along for the ride, for the story of this person who's coming from nothing and trying to reach it to the top. And so by going in that route, by going on this adventure, he needs the help of Woody Harrelson's character, Beckett. And Beckett is looking for the big score, just to get himself out of debt. And he has his partner and romantic love interest, which is Thandie Newton's character. And you also have other characters that Han Solo meets that will help them out later on. Lando and his partner L3, the droid, which is a very funny droid. And it's this sentient droid pretty much tries to do her own thing, and she's a rebel in her own right. And as Emilia Clarke as Kira, she plays the love interest for Han Solo, and she has her own moment to shine, and she's a pretty tough character. You're in for a surprise, that's all I have to say. And there are a lot of really cool surprises in this movie, which I'm surprised about, especially like characters that may be introduced later on. You're like, holy crap. So be on the lookout. Also, the space adventure. So this movie has all that space action, dogfights, and also cruiser chases. So you get to see a really cool chase on the street level, and also the Millennium Falcon versus TIE fighters again. As for Paul Bettany as Dryden, I like this character, especially as a bad guy, because he's pretty intimidating. and he is also very very funny, like very he's easy to get along with if you don't cross him, but if you do piss him off, he'll set the record straight. And here we just really get to see a vulnerable side of Han Solo, because the Han Solo we know from Harrison Ford, he's pretty cocky, and there are moments where he does feel vulnerable, but here he's starting out, so he's still trying to figure out who he is as a person. It's a growing experience, especially with him learning things from Beckett, and also learning, what type of person he is, whether it's interacting with Chewbacca, Kira, and all of the other characters like Lando. Another character I want to talk about is the Millennium Falcon, the iconic Star Wars spaceship. And in this version, it's like a brand new version, just because in this one it's owned by Lando Calrissian. It's very cool to see how Lando decorates it on the inside and outside. And you get to see Han Solo and Chewbacca just fly it. So those moments are great. Just seeing how the ship goes from Lando to Han Solo. So yeah, Solo, a Star Wars story. This is probably my favorite of the new Star Wars films. Like you get your Last Jedi, you get your Rogue One, and your Force Awakens. So I put Solo on top of that, just because I really enjoy the characters. They're fun to watch, likable, and I'm with them on their journey. So yeah, if you've seen the movie already, let me know what you thought about it, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. I want to know in the comments below. Also like to thank our patrons on Patreon for helping us out with this channel. Also, like, share, subscribe. We also have a Facebook group. The link is in the description. I'll be there. Other Reactorites will be there. With that said, I'm John, and I'll see you guys next time.